Hi friends, welcome to the Share Report. Thank you so much for joining. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you're returning, thank you so much for your faithfulness. Be sure to share this channel with others to get others involved, to become active citizens, because it's imperative that we do. We're definitely in crisis mode here in America. We just have to stop sitting on our hands and get involved. That's what this channel is about, and not just to complain and say, oh, they're doing this and they're doing that. No, we're here to create solutions and to become active citizens. So with that being said, you may have heard that there is going to be a government shutdown because they cannot make an agreement on some federal funding, but the funding bill also has some Ukrainian funding snuck into it. So I watched a video from Marjorie Taylor Greene, and it was great. She broke it down. She also said some other things in there. I'm going to play a little clipping of it for you. But the thing that is so terrible is that they keep poking and poking and poking at Russia and wanting to fund a war that we have in Ukraine that we have no business funding, because it has nothing to do with them caring about the people in Ukraine. They don't care about the people in Ukraine. They're wanting to keep funding that war because they want regime change in Russia, which we have no business worrying about who's running Russia. That's not our country. Let the Russian people figure out who they want running their country, not us. So it's a lot more to it, but we definitely need to stop poking at them because it's going to end us up in World War III. So I want you to watch this video. Mostly it's about the funding in Ukraine. We need to stop. We definitely need to stop funding them. So let me play this video for you, and then we will come back and discuss further.
Chair, my amendment would prohibit the Secretary of State from using funds to initiate a drawdown and delivery of defense articles and services from the Department of Defense stocks to Ukraine. Those stockpiles of our equipment and weapons are for the United States of America and should not be sent to Ukraine. I will reiterate and remind everyone, Ukraine is not the 51st state. Just this past weekend, when we were sent home, I had an emergency town hall in my district, and many of my constituents showed up. Most of them were veterans, and they made it very clear to me that they would rather fight a war at our southern border against the Mexican cartels that are leading an invasion into our country, thousands and thousands every single day, smuggling deadly fentanyl across our border, many other drugs, and killing 300 Americans every single day, than they ever support a single penny of their hard-earned dollars to go fight a war in Ukraine. Our veterans are fed up, and there's 22 million of them in this country. They want our border defended. The Secretary of State plays a central role in the initiation and coordination of these drawdowns, and they put Ukraine first. Since August 2021, the Secretary has exercised authority delegated by the President to direct 44 drawdowns of defense articles and services from the United States Department of Defense to Ukraine, which, by the way, is not the 51st state. As our southern border is being invaded every day, Joe Biden and Antony Blinken are shipping all of our weapons and equipment to Ukraine. Nearly a week ago, President Biden announced that the Department of Defense is sending an additional security assistance package valued up to $325 million more American hard-earned tax dollars, which would include AIM-9M missiles for air defense, additional ammunition for high-mobility artillery, rocket systems, Avenger air defense systems, 50 caliber machine guns to counter unmanned aerial systems, 155 millimeter artillery rounds, 105 millimeter artillery rounds, 2 Blanche optically tracked wire-guided missiles, Javelin and AT-4 anti-armor systems, over 3 million rounds of small arms ammunitions, 59 light tactical vehicles, demolitions, munitions for obstacle clearing, and spare parts, maintenance, and other field equipment. By the way, that also goes with our money paying farmers in Ukraine while our farmers are going broke, paying small businesses in Ukraine while our small businesses are going out of business under Biden's ridiculous inflation. This is America last across the board.
So there you have it. She is 100% correct. Us Americans are sick and tired of funding a war in Ukraine, which will eventually, if it keeps escalating the way it is and they keep poking at Russia, we're going to end up in World War III. And we do not want that, because that is the end of everybody and anything. We do not want to be in another war. We don't want to be in any foreign wars at all. But the thing that's perplexing to me, if they do not take the funding of Ukraine out of this bill, the government's going to shut down, and there's going to be federal employees that do not get paid. However, there is federal tax dollars that you and I pay into the system. You and I, remember this, tax dollars will be taken and still given to Ukrainian federal workers. They'll still get paid with our tax dollars. That is insane. And you know what else our government is doing? They're just spitting all in our face, and we're just taking it like sheep. That's what we're doing, and we're taking it. And they're also, our government, while they're taking our hard money and giving it to Ukrainian federal employees, and they're going to still be paid, they're also buying seeds and fertilizer for Ukrainian farmers, while food here in America has gone up 6%, inflated 6%. Housing is up 13%. We have a meeting this week at my job. We just got notice that health insurance is going to go up 60%. How many people can afford a 60% increase in insurance? So insane what's going on in our country. They're wanting to send billions and billions of dollars to Ukraine to fund a war, which actually had a peace agreement at one time. But Boris Johnson, the guy that has crazy hair, that crazy blonde, white-headed European English guy, there was a peace agreement, but he went over there and disrupted all of it. And here we are again, funding something that we should not be funding, another country that we should not be funding, when we have issues here in America. Think about that, 60% increase in health insurance. Has anyone got a 60% raise lately? This is purely insane. Instead of worrying about their own people here in America that's suffering, remember I said food inflated 6%. They're overbuying farmers in Ukraine seeds and fertilizer. When we have Americans suffering, there are 21 representatives who voted against the funding for Ukraine, and I applaud them. We all should applaud them. You can look it up yourself, do your own research on the ones who voted against them, and give them a call or an email and say thank you. And the other ones, you need to call them and say, get that funding of Ukraine off. Do not vote for it. This is America first. We don't want to keep funding a war that's going to hurt us eventually and get us in World War III. Think about Americans first. And to be honest, I don't care if the federal government shuts down. I really don't care how long it takes. I think it's that all the Congress people and everyone else in the federal government should not get a paycheck. Let them feel the burn. Let them feel the sting of not getting a paycheck, while the rest of the American people are hurting from the nonsense that they're promoting. This is definitely an America Last situation. When I read that our tax dollars is going to go to federal workers in Ukraine, I was flabbergasted. I said, what a spit and a slap and a beating. What a disgrace. What a disrespect. It's purely insane. So we the people need to get a grip on our government. Do something about it. Like I said, we're here to create solutions and be active and not just complain. Oh, they're doing this, they're doing that, they're spending the money. No, get behind those who are doing the work for us, and also get behind those who are not doing the work for us and give them a call in or email, because you pay their paychecks. All right, so I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for joining. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, share this channel with others, because we definitely need to get on board. We do not want to end up in World War III. And we do not need any more of our tax money going out when we have people here in America that need help. We could be using that money for insurance, making better insurance for people. We could be using that to invest in our own country, food, housing, hospitals. There's a place in, I can't remember the state, I think it's Maryland. They were having some water troubles. Maybe it was Michigan, one of those M states. Were having some issues with their water. Why won't we help those people? Why won't we help the people in Hawaii? I wouldn't mind if we spent 1/10 of that or all of that money to help those people in Hawaii, which it wouldn't take that much money. This is purely insane, friends, what is happening in our country. Purely insane. Okay, I'll see you all in the next video, and thanks so much for joining.